Nobody talks about how intense the Faculty of Law at the University of the West Indies really is until you're already in it. So, before you apply, or if you just got accepted, here's everything I wish I knew before I started. We're talking about GPA expectations, workload shock, social life, and the biggest mistake applicants make. Let's go. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Chevanese and I'm a third year student at the Faculty of Law, University of the West Indies, Mona. And I'm here to give you a little bit of advice or answer a few questions that you guys might have before starting or proceeding with your legal career, your legal education. So, first things first, I'd like to preface this by saying I am not speaking on behalf of UE and I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody else. I'm just speaking based on what I know and what I think works for me, and also answering questions to the best of my ability. That's first things first. Also, before we get into the video, guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you get notified each time I post a video, because you don't want to miss it. But yeah, let's get into the video. First question: what grades or GPA do you realistically need to get into the Faculty of Law at the University of the West Indies? So, firstly, I will say that GPA wise, I applied. My GPA was like three something, 3 point something, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, around that. Um, and my grades for CAPE were ones and twos. I got 1.3 for communication studies, I believe. It was like one of the mandatory CAPE subjects that you do in sixth form. I don't remember the name, but you guys, if you do CAPE now, you know what I'm talking about. So my grades were good. So whenever people ask me like, what do I need to aim for CAPE? I always tell them aim for ones and twos. They do accept persons with threes. I'm not saying if you get a three, you won't get in. That's not what I'm saying. But I personally believe that if you have ones and twos, you're more likely to be get in above persons with threes. That's just what I believe personally. This is not from a UA website. This is not from a UA lecturer. This is not from nobody at UA. This is just what I believe. Is it harder to get in straight from CAPE or a transfer student? I don't know the aspect of transferring. I'm guessing this is, I don't know the aspect of transferring like from another course or another major to law. I don't know that. I started with law, I'm still doing law. So I can't answer that. If you guys have ever transferred or if anybody's watching who has transferred, just go ahead and like put in the comments what's the process like. But I believe it's much easier to get in from CAPE. That's what I believe. What subjects help the most before applying? 110% doing CAPE law. Doing CAPE law helps so much. Even though as a third year, the information from CAPE law is still very relevant to what I'm studying course wise. And it kind of helps throughout your 3 years at faculty, or four if you're part time. But I would say the most helpful or the most valuable subject I did for CAPE that is still helping me to this day was CAPE law. What makes the applicant rigid application process? Um, Maybe not including everything you guys did at school. Okay, being an all-round student is also important. Like, yes, grades are great, 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 great. But I believe when colleges are looking at applications, they don't just look at only your academics. They want to see if you're well-rounded, how's your teamwork skills. So when I was applying, I put everything whenever I do my high school under the sun on there. I put I was on the lacrosse team since I was in grade 9 up until I graduated sixth form. I put that I was a part of Key Club, Media Hub. I was president for Media Hub. I put that I was a part of the CPFSA Child Advocacy panel. I put everything I did, guys, in addition to my academics, because proving that you're well rounded is very, very important, because I just feel like when I don't feel like they focus on academics alone. I feel like having persons who are well rounded is very, very, very important. So I would say put every little thing you do, guys. If you volunteer on police station, put it. Put it. You volunteer on church, put it. Put it, guys. Put it. How competitive is it really? It's really competitive. I'm assuming this question is referring to getting in. I would say it's kind of competitive, because remember, there's a lot of people from all of the 14 parishes in Jamaica apply. In my cohort, I believe there's like 200 something students, right? 200 something students. And just imagine the amount of people will apply, guys. Just imagine the amount of people that did apply to get in. So I'd say it's really competitive, hence why I always emphasize getting ones and twos and being well versed, well rounded. um yeah. How heavy is the workload compared to high school? So I would say it's much more compared to high school, because in high school you don't necessarily go, even though it might seem that you guys are going in depth, you don't necessarily go as in depth as you would in at faculty, right? Is I feel like in high school you're like touching the surface, kind of knowing the basics. I guess I can say, um, but in college you're like deep down in the deep, 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 deep down. So it is a lot more overwhelming, a lot more work compared to what you do in high school. How many courses do you take in first year? So each year, actually, you do five, I believe it's 10 courses each. So you do five first semester, five the second semester. And then if you like feel or you never do the final exam for your course, you can do it in summer, which is called supplementals. So it's 10 each year. The first year and second year, it's mandatory courses, so the faculty give you courses that you need to take in order to get your degree. And then for third year you get a list of courses, and you just pick whichever five you would like to do. um but yeah, it's 10. How much reading is actually required, guys? You read so much. I think I read now when I at school. I read so much. You have to know the cases, you have to know the principles, you have to know who said what. It's a lot. You have to learn. You have to read the PowerPoints. You have to read the textbooks. It's a lot, but I feel like having a study schedule or a study timetable is very important to help you with like balancing your readings and getting it through. Or you can be like me, where does I go prompt up my notebook LM and have it break it down into like a little podcast so you can explain the reading to me, because sometimes I do not feel like reading 100 and something pages. So I would just put it in my favorite website of all time. I've spoken about this like so much time. This is not even a sponsored video, but I love, 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 love this website. Love it. Mama, on TikTok video. I made a TikTok video, guys, explaining how to use it, what's my favorite features. So you guys can run over to my TikTok at I am dot Akalia, Akualia, to view the video. It's pinned on top, so you guys don't have to scroll through the whole page and search. But I would say it's very, very useful. But yeah, it's a lot of reading, and you just have to be disciplined and set your mind, say, girl, I need to read this. But yeah. Islam more memorization or critical thinking? It's both, actually. It's both, because you have to memorize the cases, the principles, but also you have to use critical thinking when you're applying these principles and these cases to your problem questions or your exams. So it's a little bit of both. How hard is it to maintain a high GPA? God, personally, it's so hard. I'm speaking for myself here. Because I know the girl is that maintained that 3.7, that 4.0 from first year to third year. And I am so proud of you girls. Like you guys are amazing. But me that struggle personally because I always have like financial clearance trouble. Sometimes I don't do my final exams and that affects my GPA. And people be like, "Oh, girl, why you tell people about your financial problems?" This is college. Everybody have some form of financial problem, unless your parents just have it like that, and that's cool, babes. That's so good for you. But me and maybe a lot of other people don't have it like that. So I also, guys, this is not a question. At least I don't think there's a question on here for this. But let me just say from now, before we get like any further into this, the tuition for not for the faculty is $1.6 million every year. That's your tuition. So it's 790 each semester, and then the first semester you pay in addition to 790, you pay miscellaneous, which is like between 40 to 40 50, somewhere along those lines, right? So guys, it's a lot of money. Okay. So yeah, I have been in a lot financial clearance troubles, and you is so strict. If you don't pay them or you don't meet the 80% by exam time, you will not do your exams. So I've missed a few exams and I do have to do those in the summer in order to graduate. Fingers crossed I will be graduating. But yeah, emotional mental pressure is it overwhelming, guys. I in my second year of being at faculty, I struggled so hard with imposter syndrome because I just felt so out of place and I just felt like I wasn't doing well compared to my colleagues or my classmates or my friends. And no one like told me that I wasn't doing well in comparison to others. I just i just felt so out of place, and no matter how me try, it was just so overwhelming. I remember one morning I did have stress on my brain about to school, tuition, exam I come up, and I know how much tuition I got pay. And hold on guys. Man, I know how much tuition I got pay, and I get so upset. Me just sit down in front of my laptop, I cry, guys. When I sit in front of my laptop, I cry. And I was like on the UWI SAS website. SAS is basically like the admin website. I was on there and I was like, me have to go switch out to the faculty here because I can't afford it. And I was dead ass on the thing to request a transfer to another faculty that I knew was way cheaper than what I was doing, what I'm doing right now. There's people paying like 300K for school fee, and that's a lot. Yes, that's a lot. That's not cheap, but compared to what I'm paying, that's so minimal. And I was so upset. I was going to cry, but here I am, still at faculty. So I guess I did not go through with that request for transfer, but it is overwhelming. And I think one of the ways to get through with that is to actually have like supportive friends. I have a amazing group of friends that I have at faculty that I've been friends with since year one. Some of them we've been friends since high school because we went to the same high school. But shout out to Law Girlies plus J. I love y'all. I do. But yes, guys. Yes. So yes, it is overwhelming. The culture, is it competitive or collaborative? Um, I would say it's a bit of what it's competitive when it needs to be, but also I feel like everybody, at least in my year group, I can't speak for everybody else year group, but in my year group, everybody's very helpful. Or okay, let's not say everybody. If we're all in a year group, so when you're in faculty, you're in a year group with your whole cohort, right? If it is that you need a book, you don't know where to find this book, you don't know what's the assignment for the course, blah blah blah. First things first, there is a course rep assigned to each course, so the information does come to the group or whichever course group you're in. But if you don't get it in time, you go and ask you, they're gonna send you it. If you ask to look help, somebody will help you. I was fortunate enough to have met people that are very helpful. Shout out to Sebastian because whenever I have a problem, I miss the class. Um, I text him. I was like, "Hey Seb, what happened in class today?" And he'll send me like a voice note, tell me what happened in class. Hey Seb, you want to study together? Yeah, and then we run our questions that we have on problem and stuff through each other. So shout out to Sebastian again. Shout out to my law girlies plus Jay. You guys are amazing. You really are. But even when they're at faculty and you're just standing and discussing and people passing by, if them not answer, they will stop and just put in. I don't know if it's a law thing. I don't know if it's a law student thing, but them just will stop and just start answer the question when anybody never asks them, and that is good. And I'm very grateful. How different are law exams from CSEC and CAPE exams? In CSEC, in CAPE, I believe we had like short answer questions where we can just write a couple sentences. There's not a thing as that sort in at faculty. We do not have a thing like that. We do not write short answer questions. We do not do a lot of multiple choice. We do multiple choice for like international law midterms, and that is it. Final exams is either 2 out of 4 essays or 3 out of 5, and you have to write the essay them or a problem question. That is it. We do not do short answer questions. It's a problem question you answer or an essay. So see that's the biggest change. Also in CAPE, I would say the information, the questions, not information, the questions on the exam paper. I'm sorry guys, I do CAPE like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But the information, the questions are not mixed. It's kinda okay. If you study, for example, you have the property on the exam, it come up mortgages. If you study mortgages, that's gonna be on there, right? The question them on the exam don't mix with like lease and licenses, mortgages, them don't come together like that. If I remember quiet, if I'm remembering right, I don't know if it changed, guys. I was saying we do exam like keep maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Um, so I don't know, but I in law school they will mix it. Sometimes they won't. My favorite is when they don't. I hate a mixed question. I really do. Unless it's like a problem question. If it's a mixed problem question, we can match up some. But if it's a mixed essay, problem, guys, problem. And also, if you love essay before, write essay before you go college, that might change. Because I was such a essay girly in high school. It's when I got college. I love a problem question. Essay take too long. You think too much. You read too much. You write too much. Me eat a essay now. Does everyone understand what's going on the first few weeks of college? 9 out of 10, no, not going for the first like 2 weeks or the first week. The first week is like introduction to the course. Second week, I like first week is introduction to the course. Yeah, second week is like you kind of dip between it, and then the rest of the week you just jump fully off the cliff. 9 times out of 10, nobody not understand what going on the first few weeks, and then they kind of pick up back. But yeah, nobody not really understand what going on the first few weeks, sweetheart. When should you start thinking about Norman Manley? The minute you get accepted. And this might sound like girl, girl. Me personally, me still think about it. I ended in my application for Norman Manley in January 30th. I believe I handed it in, me and my law girlies. But guys, I'm still think about it because I'm so nervous. I don't know. I always think when I start faculty, I always think about now man manly this, now man manly that, now man manly hug, now man manly kiss, now man manly, now man manly, now man manly. It just day. Can you work part time while studying law? Yes, you can. I worked part time before, no, because now I'm working full time. I posted a YouTube vlog talking about me working full time. But yeah, you can work full time, you can work part time, because that's much easier if you can find a part-time job. And then full-time is a little bit harder because sometimes it does interfere with you going to classes. What if you realize law might not be for you? If you realize that the migla you are the lawyer first semester, that law might not be for you, that is okay. That is okay, guys. It's not the end of the world. You can request and transfer to something that you think you might be interested in. However, I do encourage people whenever them text me like kind of ask about law school and ask about faculty. I do always encourage them to take time and think thoroughly if this is what they want to do. But even if them do that, sometimes in the middle the semester they might be like, oh, this law thing not work out for me. This is just not for me. I You can just request a transfer, babes. I don't think it's the end of the world. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Okay? What is for you is for you, and what is not for you is just not for you. And it's not the end of the world. You can still get a degree in something that you would enjoy. Because it don't make sense you go to school to get this degree. When you get the job with the degree, you can't even bother for God work. That don't make no sense. Personally, to me, it don't make no sense. So it's not the end of the world. I promise you it's not, guys. It's okay if you find out in a make law you are study law, say you don't like law, you don't enjoy law. How much does it actually cost? It costs your tuition is 1.6 million. I said this earlier in the video, but your tuition is 1.6 million. If you're gonna live on dorm fees are ranging between like 300,000 to 400,000. I'm kidding you. I'm not kidding you, guys. I'm so dead serious. That's dorms fees for year. That's what it's ranging from right now. They might raise that bitch. I'm not kidding. It's so expensive to live on campus. That's why I'm kind of grateful. Say I I'm low key grateful that I live closer to campus. If it's a few people that want to live closer to campus and they find it hard, but them need to go to school. Well, say I wish you know all the best. But me personally, I know me never have it for that. Is there time for a social life, guys? There is. There is time for a social life, but that also comes down to personality. If you're not outside, let's go do something person, you're not gonna really have no social life. Hence me. I'm not that type of girly, but this is my last year. I'm gonna experience summer, so I am going to carnival. I'm going to mega do the ring run match, mega do something else, but I want to experience like a carnival life. I'm not kidding. Like yes, yes, but there is time for social life, but also um people make time for what they want to do. Okay, it's just come back to balance. You have to learn how to balance school plus your social life. If you can't balance them, you might have to let one go. And I recommend the social life. What would you do differently if you could start over? I would not choose law, and that would not be because I don't like law. It would be because I can't afford it. That would be why I can't afford it. That would be why I would not choose law. My pocket them can't afford law. My pocket can't afford law. That would have been the one thing would have changed really if me I be honest. I would do it just because I can't afford it. I kid you not. I do hope that this was very, very, very helpful to you guys who are watching, you guys who are looking to apply, you guys who just got accepted. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoy. Remember to like, comment, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified each time I post a video. Yeah. Are you applying to study law at Mona this year? Drop your questions below and I'll answer them in part 2. Thanks for watching.